Hi guys, it's Stacy from stacyforwellness.com. I hope you guys are having an amazing Saturday. Today I wanted to come to you with a few quick tips for detoxing. So before I get into those tips, one thing I wanted to do is to go over a little bit about myself and why I started juicing and detoxing. So first of all, I suffered with a lot of issues: constipation, high blood pressure. I figured since most people in my family had high blood pressure that it was hereditary, so I was just going to suffer from high blood pressure and be on medication. But after a little bit more research, I realized that no, it's not hereditary. It's that I was had the same bad eating habits as my family members. So some of my blood pressure issues came from eating some of the same foods that my body just could not absorb. And so I also suffered from joint pain. I would get up in the mornings, guys, and I would literally limp out of bed, and I'd have to take at least 10 to 12 steps or just limp around until I get myself together for the pain to go away and to be able to walk normal. So once it subsided and went away, I could function normally. But it's just that every morning it moved from my hip down to my ankle. So I didn't truly know what was going on with the joint pain. I also had thyroid issues. I had an overactive thyroid. I lost so much weight. I can remember after I had my daughter, she was 1, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. I just kept losing weight. So it got to the point I'd lost so much weight, it made my eyes look like they were sort of bulging out. So I went to the doctor, and I also had a goiter. So I had this thing on my throat that was like a bulge. It was on my thyroid. So I went to the doctor to find out that I had an overactive thyroid. So that was another issue. And I also had other hormonal issues after I had my daughter. It seems like I suffered with a mild case of endometriosis as well. So after all those issues and things that were going wrong, I just felt so bad. So I figured enough was enough. So that's when I actually, I decided to just do a little bit of research. And during that research, I heard about the health benefits of juicing. So one of the first things I did was run out and bought a juicer. So I remember it was the Jack LaLanne juicer that I use right today. I was just, so excited to get it home to try to start incorporating some of these fruits and vegetables to see how it would actually make me feel. So long story short, I started feeling better. My symptoms went away. My skin got clearer. I lost the weight naturally as a result. I had more energy to work out. So I bought a treadmill and I started working out, and I also had an elliptical. So at that point, I knew I was on to something great. But guys, it really did all start just one day with one juice. That's exactly what put me on my mission to now want to help others feel the way that I do and get the results that I've gotten over the years. So with that said, I'll just jump into some of the detoxing tips and just discuss a little bit about the reasons for detoxing and juicing. So when you're detoxing, you don't want to have any sugar, bread, or processed foods. The problem with the carbs is that it's converted into glycogen, and glycogen will give you energy. But if that energy is unused or those carbs or that glycogen is unconsumed, then it'll just turn into fat. So eating more carbs, for example, will produce more glycogen. And if you're not on an exercise regimen, or if you don't work out, every week, then that you're consuming more glycogen than your body is burning. So you're not burning off any of that fat. So you want to definitely reduce the carb intake when you're on a detox. So just cut out the sugar, cut out the bread, and cut out the processed foods. So if your metabolism can't keep up with your carb intake, essentially you're going to be setting yourself back. So just reduce these carbs and it'll help you reset your body and give you a fresh start. So that's the number one thing you want to do, is just reduce those carbs. I know I love to eat bread, so I know it was hard for me to do. But when I went back to eating bread, I just consume a different type of bread. So now I'll consume spelt bread instead of the wheat bread that I normally or used to consume. During the detox, you also want to eat more fruits and veggies. Of course, that's a game changer. I was definitely not eating enough fruits and vegetables. So one of the things that I had to do was incorporate the juices in the smoothies every day. So that's a lifestyle change for me. I go and, like today, I'm having a blueberry smoothie. But again, every morning I wake up, I'm either having a juice or a smoothie, or it may be in the afternoon. But anytime during the day, I will consume or get my fruits and vegetable intake through a juice or a smoothie. Now, if you can get raw, or eat raw fruits and vegetables, then that's great. If you can eat a big salad, like me, I just couldn't sit there and consume that many raw fruits and vegetables. I'm better at it now, so I can eat bigger salads. But when I first started, I really didn't want to just consume a whole raw salad. So it just wasn't as appealing to me as the cooked food. Now, if you can get organic fruits and vegetables, that's great. They have something that's called the Clean 16 and the Dirty Dozen. The Clean 16 is where you can actually buy the fruits and vegetables that are not organic, such as like avocados and bananas. These are things with thick skin or peelings on them that you would have to peel off anyway, so it wouldn't have as many pesticides on it getting into your food that you're going to consume. The Dirty Dozen is things such as blueberries, strawberries, and grapes. These are things that you're going to eat the skin of. So you want to definitely get those things in the organic form if you can. Now, if you can't get organic and you can't afford it, by all means, get what you can afford. I would say it's better than consuming meat or any type of other harmful products any day. So, and number 3, no store-bought juice. If you're going to do a detox, please do not use the store-bought juice. That has way too much sugar in it and a whole lot of other things that you shouldn't be consuming. So I shouldn't have to go into more details on that. That's a given. Don't cleanse and go back to eating the same bad, or I guess junk food, consuming junk food and eating the trash that you normally were consuming before you started the detox. So one thing is you want to think long-term, not a quick fix. You want to think about eating and living a healthy life. So whether it's things that you change in your daily routine, such as walking, taking another route, taking stairs, things like that, or just consuming more water, period. If you're thinking long-term and you do these things every day, they will naturally and normally turn into a lifestyle change instead of these quick fixes that you do for 3 days. I know it's called a 3-day detox, but this is just to set you up and reset your body to get into the habit of doing these things daily that will improve your health. Too many people are sick. Too many people have major illnesses. The children are dying before your parents nowadays, and it's at an all-time high. Kids do adapt your behaviors. So, for example, you can tell your child to eat healthy. That's one thing. But if they see you eating ice cream and consuming junk food and things like that, then they're not going to listen. So you want to definitely practice what you preach. The kids will follow what they see, and you don't have to say anything. If they see what you're consuming, they're gonna want to taste it. They're gonna want to sample it. For example, I'm usually making so many smoothies every day, or some type of healthy salad, or or meal, whether it's tacos or whatever, burritos. My kids always love to sample it. So if I'm making a smoothie and it looks good, and if I'm adding blueberries and mangoes and pineapples, and that stuff smells good, excuse me. So it waters your taste buds, and the kids smell that. It smells great, and it looks fresh. So they want to come over and they want to taste it. So It all starts at home, I do believe, myself. So personally, my kids will come over and they'll taste it, they'll sample it. That's good. And so now my boys ask me for smoothies. So I'll make them a smoothie, or sometimes I make theirs different from mine because I put a lot of superfoods in my smoothies. You know, chia seeds and camu powder. So things like that for energy that I don't normally put in the kids' smoothies because, you know, they have enough energy already. But illnesses, you know, they aren't inherited. They're picked up from the bad habits. So if I'm eating unhealthy and I'm feeding it to my kids are going to, you know, turn around and do it with the next generation and the next generation. So they're going to all follow, you know, one another. Excuse me. So again, the diseases aren't inherited. They are picked up from bad habits. So my smoothie right now that I'm drinking, let's see what it has. Blueberries, which I use as an antioxidant. It's also a liver cleanser. I have frozen bananas in it. The frozen bananas are loaded with magnesium. People with high blood pressure normally have a magnesium deficiency, which is, you know, what I had. I use the kale. I put the kale in it. It gets loaded with chlorophyll. This cilantro, I put cilantro in it because the cilantro is like a metal detox, and I still have the fillings that are metal, so I haven't had those removed yet. So actually, you know, I eat a lot of cilantro. Do like things that are removed in metals in my system. I also have apple in it. I use the apple for fiber. So as you already know, apple a day keeps the doctor away. So I always try to keep apples in my smoothies. For superfoods or powders and things, I add chia seeds for the protein. I also have the ground pumpkin seeds. So what I did with the ground pumpkin seeds is I had a pumpkin and I took the seeds out and I dried them out and then I ground them. So I ground them up in my Blendtec and it turns it into ground pumpkin seeds. So I use that. Pumpkin seed is supposed to be a parasite cleanser. So, you know, I don't know. And finally, I put almond milk. So I used about 2 cups in this one. It's pretty big, but it's really delicious. Didn't have to add any extra sugar. But if you're consuming it and you want extra sugar, you can actually add dates. I use dates for a sweetener. So it's a natural sweetener just to make my smoothies a little bit sweeter. And like I said, if the kids are eating it, it's easier for them to consume if I have a lot of greens in it. And finally, I'll move on to my 3-day juice cleanse and smoothie recipe. If you've not gotten it already, it has the smoothies in there for those of you who like to actually consume smoothies instead of, you know, juice. Or if you don't have a juicer, you can still participate in the cleanse with your blender. So it has the smoothies as well. So if you have not gotten that, go to stacyforwellness.com, sign up, and get it for free. I don't know how long I'll have it out there for free, but right now it's free. I just want to help as many people as I can. Once you get the guide, you can review it so that you'll be ready when the juice cleanse does start. I'm planning on starting it after Valentine's Day, so you can enjoy your Valentine's Day and consume whatever you normally like to consume, but just once Valentine's Day is over and you're ready to start your cleanse, just be ready to get healthy. You can also join my Facebook group. The Facebook group that I will be posting on is called the 3-Day Tropical Detox Cleanse. So search for that on Facebook under my groups. And that group will give you additional support and documents that I'll be sharing with the group. I'll share other, you know, maybe free cleanses or other freebies that'll help you during your detox. So I'm going to be posting there. So if you haven't gotten it, go to stacyforwellness.com, download that free thing right now. And you can start getting your fruits and vegetables together so that you'll be ready. So thanks a lot, guys. I'm going to close out and I hope you have an amazing Saturday. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.